Hello students, welcome to the next video of the chapter number 4.2, that is on the maintenance and overhauling of the drive lines. In this video we will learn about the second component of the drive line, which is on the gearbox. In the last video we saw about the clutch overhauling, that was the first starting component of the drive line. The second component is the gearbox. In the case of the gearbox, we will generally see the widely used gearbox maintenance, that is synchromesh gearbox. Right. So let's start with the troubleshooting of the gearbox. In case of the gearbox troubleshooting, there are again same as the clutch, there are some common complaints that can be occurring from the driver side. Some of them are that the gear shifting is getting harder. That can happen because of the lower amount of the gear oil, right? Also the amount of the teeth between the contact of the gear has been weird, or there is no proper matching between the gear meshing. That can create the shifting of the gear certainly harder. The second thing is that transmission sticks in the gear, which means that in certain gear transmission gets stuck, and that can also happen if there is a lower amount of the gear oil. Next thing is that the transmission slips out of the first or the reverse gear, which means whenever we are trying to apply the first gear or the reverse gear, transmission gets slips out, which means that it slips out, the gear slips out from the transmission. The proper gear is not getting attained whenever we are trying to operate that gear. We need to again shift that gear and get the first gear again. So that can also be happening because of the shaft issues, the arrangement of the shaft, the alignment of the main shaft and the counter shaft can create this type of the problems. Next thing is that transmission slips out during the second gear. That can happen because of the ratio of the gear is not proper, or the contact between the two gears of the second gear is not proper. The transmission slips out at the high gear, which means the top gear of the vehicle. That can also happen with the same reason as well. If there is no power through the transmission, that can happen if there is no meshing between the gear, or if there is any problem in the synchronizing unit as well, or if the gear is not getting in the position whenever we are trying to shift the gears, and that can create that no power is being transmitted from the one gear to the another gear and towards the vehicle wheels. Next thing is the transmission is noisy whenever it is in the neutral vehicle. That can be happening because of the vibrations in the gears, because generally that will only operate the counter shaft. The main shaft will not rotate during the neutral gear, so there can be vibrations in the counter gear during that problem. The transmission gets noisy when we are in the gearing conditions, in first gear, second gear, or in any gear. So that can also happen if the gear is not getting matched properly, or the gear is being clashing in the main and counter shaft. There are this type of reasons that can create the noise in that. The gear clash whenever we are shifting the gears, that can happen because of the misalignment between the counter and main shaft. And the last thing is that oil is getting leaked from the gearbox. In that case, the proper sealing should be checked of the gearbox and the leaks should be reduced. Next thing is that overhauling of the gearbox. What we need to do whenever we want to repair or maintenance the gearbox. First thing is that the maintenance of the gearbox will take around 5 to 7 hours for the whole overhauling process, starting from the removal up to the installation of the gearbox. Depending on the type of the automobile, however sturdy the gearbox, however bigger the gearbox, the time consumed will be more. Also, it should be helpful to read the manufacturer's manual, which shows you the steps or the details which will be helpful whenever we are removing or repairing the gearbox. Next thing is the removal of the gearbox. We will start the overhauling process from the removal of the gearbox. To remove the gearbox, first thing that needs to be done is that the lubricant should be drained from the gearbox. That lubricant will be stored in a separate container. Next, we will disconnect the front or rear axle or front end of the propeller shaft, whatever is connected to the gearbox depending on the wheel drive that we are using. Next, we will disconnect the shifting linkages that will be connected with our shifting mechanism, the gear shifting mechanism. The brake, hand brake linkages that will be connected with the gearbox will also be removed, and the speedometer cable that shows us the reading of the speed of the vehicle will also be removed from the gearbox first. After that, we will install the supports to the engine, because whenever we are trying to remove the transmission, the engine needs to be supported with an extra support. And at last, we will remove the bolts and stud which is attached to the gearbox. After, we will disassemble the gearbox. Before disassembling, again we will need to check the manual which shows you the steps for the disassembling. We will look for the damage that can be happened in the gear, and the wear pattern also of the gears will be checked. We will remove the counter shaft and the main shaft. The main shaft that is connected to the outer of the gearbox, and the counter shaft which is connected to the input of the gearbox. Those two shafts will be removed. First, the main shaft will be removed from the top of the transmission, and then we will after that remove the input shaft which is directly connected to the clutch. So there are three shafts: input shaft, the counter shaft, and the main shaft. We will be careful while we are removing all these shafts that we do not damage the gears. This is how the cover has been removed from the gearbox, and all the shafts and gears can be visible from this view of the figure. Next thing is we will disassemble the main shaft assembly. What we did is that we removed three shafts. Now on those shafts the gear has been arranged. Now what we will do is we will remove or disassemble the assembly of the main shaft. For that, first we will lay the parts on one paper, and also we will mark the order of the gears. So whenever we are again assembling the gearbox, there will be order that we know from the arrangement of the paper. Special puller will be required to remove the synchronizers. We will inspect the input shaft and the main shaft. For that, to inspect the input and main shaft splines, that can be inspected if they are twisted due to the abusive driving. Right, it can be twisted. The splines, which means the splines provided on the shaft, the cross hatches that is provided on the shaft is known as splines. If they are bent, then can be because of the harsh driving, the twisted spline that will prevent the drive shaft slip yoke from starting in and out of the transmission. Right, so that needs to be repaired, or the splines needs to be replaced after this problem. Next thing will be the synchronizer service. To do the service of the synchronizer has to be reused. So that will be kept in the mind while we are servicing the synchronizer. It should not damage the surface of the synchronizer. So we will provide the synchronizer, and the line will be created on that. The mark will be created before we remove the synchronizer, so that whenever we reassemble the synchronizer, the same position can be maintained. Also, we will look for the wear on the synchronizer. That can be happened on the blocker rings as well, or synchronizer ring as well. So this will be inspected, and the gear and the shift sleeves that is connected with the synchronizer will also be inspected. The synchronizer inspection can be done generally by simply the test driving the vehicle. That will have to be done before removing the gearbox. Right? Before removing the gearbox, we can know if there is any problem in the synchronizer. If the synchronizer is worn, then there are chances of the gear clashing. If the synchronizer gears, rarely generally excessive wear has been faced by the synchronizer gears. So generally there might not be any wearing characteristics on the gear, and after that we will inspect the sleeve of the synchronizer. Even the width across the length of the sleeve will also be inspected. Next thing will be the bearings that will be replaced if they are worn. Which bearings? So bearings on which our gear has been mounted. On the main shaft, the bearings will be used to mount the gears on the spines. So to remove that bearing or to replace the bearing, first we will have to use a press and we will support the bearing in the inside of the separator. After the replacing, whenever we are reassembling the bearing, we will apply the pressure on the inside of the bearing only. The press rim and the procedure for bearing removal can be seen in the figure on the below of your screen. Next, we will reassemble the transmission after repairing all the processes that can be done. Before assembling, what we need to do is we need to locate and assemble any new replacement part. Any part if we have replaced, then that needs to be located on the proper position and that needs to be assembled properly. Two gears are operating in the mesh should be checked. We should create the wear pattern or the checking of the gear meshing, and if gear is replaced, the corresponding gear should also be replaced. For example, if we are replacing the gear for the first gear on the main shaft, then also the corresponding gear on the counter shaft of the same first gear will have to be replaced. Only and only after that you can get the desired result. Only one gear replacement is not possible. Next, we will reassemble the synchronizer. To reassemble the synchronizer, all the parts has been connected and the three nuts will be used to keep in place the synchronizer unit. You can see in the background of your screen that the round spring and the three supports or innards will be used to keep the synchronizer in place. Next thing is we will reassemble the main shaft. To reassemble the main shaft, we will install the gears on the part. We will lubricate all the parts properly. We will install the synchronizer hub on that, and we will at last we will check the end play of the assembled parts with the help of thickness gauge or filler gauge. The end play can be adjusted in the gears by the use of the thrust washers. The thrust washers provide you the end play that is required. It can control the end clearance of the gearbox. Also, it will determine where gear will be positioned whenever we are shifting the gears. We will check the gears for the clearance. After all gears has been assembled, we will adjust the clearance by the help of the thickness of the snap rings. The snap rings will be seen in the future videos as well for the detail of the snap rings and how to remove the snap rings from any assembly. After the completion of the assembling of the gearbox, we will always change the gaskets that is on the gearbox. Gaskets cannot be reused. It has to be replaced. After we will complete the transmission reassembly by changing the gaskets, and we will install the shift mechanism above the gearbox, and we will replace the extension housing and the bushing on the seal if required, right? The seal that is connected to the gearbox from which the leakage can occur will have to be replaced whenever we are removing the gearbox. The seal installer will have to be used whenever we are trying to install the new seal on the gearbox. After the assembling process, the transmission will be installed in the vehicle. We will check that clutch fork is properly sealed on its pivot or not. We will align the transmission with the engine. The lines, the axis of both the components should be aligned properly. We will try to vibrate the transmission while rotating it back and forth to check the vibrations. We will install the bolts on the transmission and we will see the specification of the torque is being met or not. At last, we will add the lubricant. The recommended lubricant given in the service manual will have to be used before driving the vehicle. After the level of the lubricant has been filled properly up to a certain level, we will be sure while we are testing the vehicle that the shifting gear is smooth or not, if the neutral gauge should be accurately aligned or not, if the outside transmission for the leaks of the lubrication, and we will return back to the service. Next thing we will see is the simple small brief video of the procedure of the gearbox removal. In this video, you can see the transmission has been removed from the end vehicle, right? You can see here the input shaft that is been connected in the transmission system. In this system, one part connects the transaxle because this is the gearbox or the four-wheel drive. The transaxle will normally be not be there in the two-wheel drive. So in the right side part you can see is the transfer box. In the left side part you see is your normal synchromesh gearbox. Now these two will be separated by removing the cover. The mechanism has been removed. Now the gearbox has been removed, has been detached from the transfer box. You can see now the gearbox has been removed. Now the cover of the gearbox will be removed. You can see the two shafts. The first, the shaft which is above is the main shaft. The below was the counter shaft. The main shaft supplies the power to the drive wheels. You can see the shifting mechanism has been removed from the gearbox. Right, these three are the shifting ports which is connected to the gears, or we can see the synchronizers. Three synchronizers can be seen. You can see here the left side was the input shaft and the right side was the main shaft. The gears has been attached on that. You can also see the synchronizer rings on that, which is the part of the synchronizing unit. Next thing that will be done is that all the shafts will be removed. Right, you can see the main shaft has been removed and kept in place for now. After that we will remove the counter shaft, and with the removal of the counter shaft we will also remove the input shaft after that as well. So that will be removed, and the bearings has to be removed first from the left side so that the other side shaft can be removed from that back part. So these can be removed by the simple steps. Right, now in this you can see that all the shaft has been disassembled and the parts has been arranged by marking them in the order of the installation. Whenever we are installing, the marks will help to install it in the order that is required. Right, this all has been arranged in order on a blank paper on which we have written the components which they will go on our shaft. The required procedures of the repairing will be done now on whichever component that requires the repairing. The input shaft has been kept at last. You can see here the for 1 gear input shaft that is connected to the clutch side has been arranged here. The bearing which is showing is goes inside and it is connected with the main shaft. The input shaft and main shaft is connected by this simple bearing so that the free rotations can be obtained of the input shaft without giving the effort of to the directly main shaft. After that, the spatial pullers will be used. You can see in the screen, the spatial pullers is used to pull out the gears and the synchronizing unit from the gear shaft that was used. So here you can see all the shaft, three counter shaft, main shaft and input shaft has been disassembled on one paper, and that has been mentioned with the simple arrangement of the parts that goes on the shaft. Right. So this is how you can disassemble, and again after that the assembling of the shaft will be done and the gears will be assembled again after the required repairing process. Whichever defaulting process will be done on that, and this is how the simple overhauling of the gearbox will be done. If there are any problems in some components, that should be replaced. Otherwise the same old component can be installed again on the shaft. So in this video we learned about the overhauling of the gearbox. In the next video we will see about the maintenance and overhauling of the propeller shaft. Until then, thank you so much.